I want to thank everybody for visiting our site. One of the viewers did send a request that we show a video on how to test for fuel volume. We've showed fuel pressure in the past, so this is one on how to test for fuel volume. Of course, the first thing you have to do is tap into the fuel supply system. On this car, which is a 99 Chevy half-ton, we're going to tap right into the Schrader valve. You can see we've got our regular fuel system, fuel injection tester hooked up, and we're on a Schrader valve. So we're tapping into the fuel system that way. Now, there's various models and different cars and different ways of doing it. Some of the other ways that you might do it on some of them, if they don't have a Schrader, you may have to use this. It comes out of your fuel injection test. Take the fuel filter out, put this on it, and you can tap into it that way. There's other ways I've done it on some systems. I've just taken an old filter, made my own little tester thing where you can take the fuel filter out on that, and then you can tap into it this way on that style or this style. Somewhere you're going to have to come up with a way to tap into your fuel system if you're going to test the fuel volume. So now we're set up with a Schrader. Here's the points. You've got to power on the fuel system to be able to see how much fuel you're going to get, how much volume. You can't use your scanner. If you use the scanner, it will cycle on. It won't let the fuel pump run long enough. You're going to have to let it run longer than that. Our spec on this one is for fuel volume, you ought to get at least 3 pints in 30 seconds. And that takes longer than the computer will let it run. So you can't use your scanner, you're just going to have to go to the relay. Look at your relay. A lot of them have a diagram right on the side. If not, use your service manual. Find out which pins are the ones you need to power to jump across. And on here we're using pin 3 and 5. So we're tapping into the fuse box. So we're going to bypass the relay. Pin 3 and 5. You can tap into these however you want. I just happen to be using these because they're very common for me. We're going to use a fuse jumper wire. Tap into that pin, and then we'll tap into this pin. Now, you'll notice on the pressure gauge, we're testing for volume, not for pressure. This gauge will show pressure. So you'll have to hold that button in, otherwise you'll show pressure. But when you hold that button in, it bypasses the gauge and sends all the fuel over here. We're going to go into this 20-ounce soda bottle and see what kind of volume we get out. Now our fuel pressure spec is 3 pints in about 30 seconds. Now that's a deadhead pressure, comes straight directly from the fuel pump. Now if you want to drop your fuel tank and go directly to the pump and see what its direct output is, then you can do that. We're going to go here through the Schrader valve. You have to discount that because of the fuel filter, the piping, the rail, and all of that is going to add some resistance to that and bring it down. Our findings are that if you get about a pint in 30 seconds, coming this method, then you've got pretty good fuel volume. So we get the second hand to the 12 here, and we'll see what we get in 30 seconds. Fuel pump is running. You can see it going into our jug. Okay, we stop it. Okay, our jug is a 20 ounce, 1.25 pints, and we're up to about this level. So according to the jug, it's not full, but it is right at about a pint. Now that is more than enough fuel that this engine's ever going to burn in 30 seconds. So this is adequate fuel volume for this system.
That's all, folks.